Hi, I'm Roz Gervais. I'm a business coach for new and rising artists, and I help my clients to develop the confidence to show up as an artist, sell their work, and master your marketing so you can build a fulfilling art business and get paid to do what you love, even if you're self-taught and have no idea about the business side of art. I'm also a practicing modern botanical painter myself with work in 3 Australian galleries. I have first-hand experience in building an art business from scratch and developing my passion for art into a 6-figure multiple income stream business that I love. So not only do I walk the talk, but I have supported thousands of artists through my free and paid services, and I cannot wait to help you on your journey too. All right, so hello everybody. Let's dive on into our topic. So why some artists thrive and others don't. Now, the key thing that I want to get across today is that when you are shifting from hobbyist to successful art business owner, that requires a bit of a shift in perspective. Let me know if you are already relating to this and already sort of seeing this in your own journey so far, or your sort of prediction, I suppose, for where you need to go with your business and with your mindset as well. So if you want to see different results in your art practice and your art business, it starts with changing the way that you think. So by shifting your mindset to that of a creative entrepreneur, then you're naturally going to be starting to take the actions that are going to call in the success that you are after, okay? So I'm sure you've learned this before. We have our thoughts, and then we have our behaviors, and then we call in the results that we're looking for. So thoughts lead first, okay? So that is the first, very first step. Now, the first thing I'm going to dive into today is talking about what it means to be a creative entrepreneur. So my question to you, though, before I do answer that, is are you a hobbyist or are you in business? Which is, stroke entrepreneur. Let me know. Type it in, just a single word, hobbyist or business. Let me know. What are you in? There's no right or wrong here. Please do know that. And absolutely all artists on every version of the journey are welcome here in Permission to Paint and welcome in my world. But I'm just asking you that question today to help you sort of to focus really and to tune into what you're building. So a creative entrepreneur to me is a creative person who treats their art form as a business. So obviously an art form, we can be talking about visual arts, singing, dancing, and all of those other sorts as well. But here in Permission to Paint, we're primarily talking about visual artists. And by treating it as a business, we're talking about making an income. Because if you are seeking that income from your art, no matter how small or big, so if you're just talking about, earning enough money from your art to pay for itself, or if you're talking about earning enough money from your art to call it a living, it doesn't really matter. It's still a business, right? Because we are exchanging your art for cash, basically, for money, okay? So we are in business if we're talking about money. But in order to do that and in order to be successful in that realm, we actually need this mindset shift, okay? We need to shift from that hobbyist mindset, having fun, creating gorgeous art, into that entrepreneur mindset. Let me know, are you in the hobbyist space or are you in the business space? Let me know. Okay, so we need that mindset shift if we're talking about building a business from our art. So I have an example client for you, one of my VIP clients. She's in my VIP experience and her name is Zoe K. She's absolutely beautiful. By the way, can someone tag Zoe? And if you do have her Instagram handle, can you just chuck it into the comments? That would be great. So Zoe went, when she first came to work with me, she went from this sort of scattered and unfocused state to building her home art studio, finding her style. She also organized all of her product suppliers to like the point of perfection. She worked out how to print her own greeting cards, like premium quality. She created her packaging system and so forth. So she's put a lot of work into creating the art business that she really wanted to have. And in exciting news also, she's just been recently accepted into Art Lovers. Now, all of this success and all of this positive change in her art business is all thanks to a mindset shift. She decided she was going to treat her art as a business, and she was going to create this dream business that she desired, okay? And she did it. She knew what she wanted. She knew what she needed to do to get herself there. She did those things, and then success followed, right? Okay? But this mindset piece, that is the foundation. That's the very first step. And without that, none of the rest would have happened for the fabulous Zoe. So my question for you today, your little actionable step today, is to ask yourself, and perhaps journal on this as well, are you a creative entrepreneur or are you a hobbyist? And what does that mean to you? Okay, no right or wrong, but it's really, really worth looking at that. So what does that mean to you, and what do you need to be, or who do you need to be in order to step into those shoes and to turn up the dial on your art business? Now, I do want to just drop in a little note here as well, that this whole idea of being a commercial artist doesn't mean that you have to lose authenticity. So you can create beautiful art that comes from your heart, and you can make money out of that art without losing the joy and without losing your voice. There is a way for it to work together. Let me know, does that sort of sit with you okay, this whole commercial artist thing? I'm really curious. Sometimes I think too much. So let me know, do you feel funny about this commercial artist concept? Do you feel funny about making money out of your art? And do you feel like that is a bit of a risk to your authenticity and to your joy in your art practice? Let me know. Very, very curious to know. Now, my next point is all about the CEO mindset, because you're not just an artist. If you're an artist in business, you're not just an artist, you're the CEO of your art business. It sounds really serious, doesn't it? And you know what? In ways it is. It means you have to look at the serious parts of your business. So you have to be looking at things like what products are you going to offer? What's the pricing going to be? Is that going to build enough profit in your art business? Who are your dream buyers? Who are you actually going to be trying to get your art in front of? Where are you going to be selling your art so that it gets in front of the right people? You're going to be having to look at your finances as well, being across the money side of things. You're going to need to do the marketing piece as well, and have systems inside your art business too. So there's a whole lot of things that need to be done when you have a business. But a little side note here, it can actually be fun, okay? So the business side of art can actually be fun. And personally, I feel it's incredibly creative. So don't be too scared off by the CEO side of things. There's a lot of room for creativity in there as well. Now, your little tip for this one as well, your little step to take as well, is to try to schedule some time in regularly for the CEO parts of your business. Let me know, how much time do you allocate daily or weekly? Tell me, how much time do you allocate per week, say? Give me this answer. To looking at the business side of your art. So not just making the art, but the business side. Let me know. I'm really curious to see. Okay, so we've chatted about this CEO piece. The next commitment for you, as I mentioned before, is actually dedicating that time. So deciding how much time per day, ideally, that you're going to spend on the CEO side of your business, the business side of it, and diarizing that and making that happen. So it might be 15 minutes a day, it might be 30 minutes a day, that's fine. Whatever it is, try to lock that in. I have way more tips around the scheduling side of things, but we won't go on too much about that today. Now, the last topic I want to explore with you today related to helping you thrive in your art business is all about systems. So part of having a creative entrepreneur mindset is having these systems inside your business and thinking in terms of systems. So there is a fabulous quote by the author James Clear, and he says, "You do not rise to your goals, you fall to the level of your system." So no matter what goals you set, if you don't have systems in place, you're not going to achieve those goals. That's his take, and I tend to agree with him. So I wanted to talk to you about systems briefly today before I give you a special invite at the end as well. So systems can be things like how you create an artwork. Let me know, do you have a process for making your artworks? Do you know what you do first? Do you know the middle steps? Do you know how you know your artwork is done? Do you have a system for that? That might sound boring to some of you, by the way, and I'm super happy to talk that through in more detail again on another day, but do you have a system for that is my straight up question. The next one is, do you have a system for how you upload a finished artwork onto your website and all the steps that happen in between those two events? You finish your artwork, it's on the website, lots of steps in between, right? Do you have a system for that? Do you have a system for your social media posting? Do you have a system for your packaging and for your shipping as well? So these are just some example systems that are needed inside successful art businesses. So Jess, the fabulous Jess, who is here, I was going to give you as an example as well on the system side of things, because I remember when Jess first started with me. And Jess, you set up this amazing packaging station at home so that you had a system in place. So it was organized. And so you didn't have to think about it every time. So it's now like just an automatic thing. You know what you're doing. You've had 2 markets as well. So you would have systems on that as well. So you know what you're doing. You're getting into flow, and it's sort of less mental drain because you can actually just do the thing without thinking. So systems play a really, really important role. Now, Jess, feel free to drop in your link, by the way, so that you can get a couple of follows as well. So Jess is another VIP client of mine as well. Now, your step and your practical action step for this one for systems is to create some simple, repeatable systems in one part of your business. Okay, so it might be invoicing, how you invoice a commission client. Simple. It might be the packaging, like I said before, or it might be the social media posting. Just make one little clear system, write it out by step, or a checklist, whatever it is, because that is the start of really up-leveling your art business and moving into that successful state and scaling things as well. Lots of comments in the chat, which is really, really great to see. Olivia, I like that. You have a flexible system, but what about all the parts? What are the parts inside of that? Okay, because we almost have to visualize it like a machine with multiple cogs. There's lots of parts in art businesses, not just one, lots of different parts. So what are those parts in there? Can you break them down? Can you document them as well so that you're thinking less and increasing efficiency as well? Now, to wrap up today, I would love you to pretty please start thinking of yourself as a creative entrepreneur. This is for you if you are in business, if this is where you're headed, and this is what you're trying to grow. Shift that mindset into entrepreneur space and schedule that regular CEO time this week. See if you can start this week by making a regular time slot that you will continue beyond the week as well. Now, if you did want to join me in a special live event, it's coming. I'm still designing it, but I'm really, really excited. It's all about this entrepreneurial mindset. It's all about these systems, and it's all about the essential ingredients that you need to really up level your art business. So this is going to be a free training series, just 3 days. I'm keeping it nice and succinct because I know we're getting towards the end of the year. As some of you may know, I've got fairly low energy for me at the moment, so I'm keeping it very nice and contained, which will be great for you as well, right? Because it's not a massive commitment. So we have a 3-day series of lives, and it's going to be jam-packed with tips and strategies and systems. It's going to be amazing. It's a training event for artists who are really ready to grow their businesses. Now, I do have to make it super clear, it's not for beginners, okay? So you will have already, you would be calling yourself a business owner now or an entrepreneur. You would have some art sales under your belt already. And you will be really, really excited and ready to grow and to scale and really commit to expanding your art business and turning that dial up. So if that sounds like you, then I would absolutely love you to come and join this free event. Just type in the word ready and I will send you the link so that you can register. Now, as I was saying before, it's super early days with this particular event. So when you register, essentially you're hopping on the wait list, okay? So I do have dates. It is definitely happening, but you won't get all the, welcome emails and all of that jazz because they're not set up yet. But you will definitely have a firm spot in this beautiful masterclass and 3-day series that is coming up. Now, really great to see all these epic comments in the chat today. I'm not going to go yet. it. It's official end of my, chatting at you about the topic today. But I really want to check in on your comments. And if you have any questions as well, drop them in. I've just moved your comments down here so I don't constantly look away. Drop in any questions you have as well on this topic. So let's see. So Corinda says, I want to finish the last quarter of the year strong, which has also set me up for the new year. Amazing, Corinda. So super happy to support you in that. Corinda, you are in Art for the Heart. We actually have our quarterly goal setting session coming up this Thursday night, which I'm excited about. So make sure you come along to that, Corinda. That's going to really help you out. Maureen says, what time will the lives be? Great question, Maureen. I'm thinking daytime at this stage because of my energy levels. I hope that's okay. The replays will be available though, Maureen. So if the time slot doesn't work, you will get the replays. Replays generally, in my world, are just like a short-term access. So maybe 48 hours after, you'll be able to watch the replays, and then I will, I'll have to, tidy up that side of things. So hopefully that's okay for you, Maureen. Daphne says, I hope to be ready when you are. Yeah, excited to. Does that mean you're going to join us, Daphne? Are you going to register for the free event? You should come along. I'll see if there's any other comments that I missed as well. Let's see. Jane says, I finally set up a bench space for artworking and class prep. Really helpful being organized when you can keep it together. 100%. And it's sometimes really hard. Does anyone find organization hard? It can be hard to get organized, but then afterwards it's like, oh, I'm so relieved. Thank you, past me, for preparing that so that I can be organized today. Do you like that? Well done, Jane. Good job. All right, guys, I feel like I've gone through the bulk of the comments. If there's anything I missed, pretty please pop it down the bottom and let me know if you have any leftover questions. Otherwise, we will wrap up. Meg says, this is a question from my daughter. What do you recommend to be the first step for a beginner wanting to get started? Do you mean with selling your art? Meg, I would say to get, and Pip, sorry, I would say to get amongst the free platforms. So I know as, I'm not sure what your social media rules are at home, but I would say sharing your art on social media and sharing your art with family and friends as well. So start to get the word out there that you're making art, and that word of mouth train will start to spread. Okay, so that's what I would suggest first and foremost. Another option as well for you, Pip, might be to look at local art markets or markets in your local community, so that your local people as well can get to know what you're doing with your art, and you can start to build that word of mouth. I hope that was helpful for you. Zoe says, I love organization and sometimes am overloaded with choice. Yeah, you're great on the organization side, Zoe. Vanessa has shared some journal prompts. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. Vanessa is our writer here. So Vanessa is also an artist, a visual artist, but she also writes. Have a look at her prompts. They're beautiful. Thanks so much, Vanessa. I appreciate those. Let's see. Beautiful. All right, fantastic. Sonia says, I just got here. What's the topic? Sorry. You might want to go and watch from the start. We were talking about why some artists thrive in art business and why some artists don't. And it's all about, should I spoil it, everyone? No, I won't spoil it. Tune in. Just tune in. Go back to the start. You'll like it. All right, lots of love to you all, and beautiful art for the hearters. I shall see you on Thursday night for our quarterly goal setting session. That's it. That's all from me. I'll see you soon. If you do want to come along to the free three-day, that's a tongue twister, the free 3-day event, type in that word ready, capital letters, so it stands out for me, and then I'll shoot you the direct link so you can come and register. It's going to be fun. It's in, what dates? Did I tell you what dates? It's going to be in November. Just having a look at my planner over here. November, first week of November is when it's going to be, because we've got school holidays coming up here. So I don't do anything formal on school holidays because it's just a recipe for disaster. Does anyone relate? So start of November, okay? But get in early so that you definitely save your spot. All right, lots of love. This is the longest goodbye ever. Bye. Mwah. See you soon.